Indeed, Diddle, what could it be? I finally return in peace. There were things. My brother was visiting and so I couldn't be online much for like a week. But it's been a bit over a week since I last streamed. I could have been back yesterday or on Tuesday, but I didn't have the energy after all that socializing. But now I'm back at my usual time. How have you been? Have you been streaming a lot? I'm visible. Just streamed. Oh, haven't been checking Twitch much either. No. No. Well, it was my time to like eat and do stuff that's off the computer and then getting my setup ready. Yeah. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. I think this is probably the last session of the Vampire Therapist main game. There is still the Couples Therapy DLC. I will stream tomorrow again. I actually probably don't have much to stream. What do you mean? There's always a lot to stream. Lots of games and everything. I'm planning to stream tomorrow too. Some art stream. Probably character design stuff because I have been thinking about characters. Have you finished some games or why do you think you don't have much to stream? Oh. So you can't stream that yet because it's not out? Of course, there's always tea. Or hot chocolate sometimes. But it's tea this time.
Yes.
Thank you for the pets. Did you hear that sound effect? I added some sounds. So that it's easier for me to notice the redeems and everything. At least I heard it. Thanks, I made it myself. I made it like quite a while ago. There are some other sounds. All of them made by me. Not like all of them voiced by me, but still. Ancient client, what happened last time? Last time we were doing a lot of last therapy sessions, I think, and Medi is next. Be patient with the elderly. What happened on Medi's last session? I got more insight into how Medi is letting the internet affect her. I suspect there's an ancient fallen angel out there pulling the strings. Bases her personal value on her follower count going up. Doesn't seem to have any real friends, just fans. Is letting this algorithm determine what she does all day. Still not spending time offline. Whatever this algorithm is, it sounds like a real asshole. I'm worried this thing has really got its hooks in Medi. I'll keep pushing her to value herself though. So, a streamer who is addicted to streaming this vampire. The next vampire we are meeting.
Yeah, that's right. I hope she's doing okay. I'm worried about her and that whole algorithm thing.
Me too. The algorithm is scary.
I had a little consultation with some other elder vampires. We have developed a theory, though I hope we are wrong. We believe the algorithm is a demon, known to few, named Raziel. Even I have only ever heard whispers of his name.
It's a demon!
In mythology, he is a fallen angel, believed to have recorded every action, every change of state for all things on this earth into a great book.
Like this book of mine?
This book of knowledge he shared with the first mortals. But mortals were not designed to process so much information at once. They made judgments and reinforced behavior based on information they could not understand. Raziel watched as the mortals inevitably used the book to suppress free will, and he was cast down for his terrible mistake.
That sounds worrisome, especially considering the current political climate and everything the big companies doing very bastardly things.
We believe that Raziel has returned. Perhaps he believes that with computers, he can attempt to pass infinite knowledge to humanity once more.
Like, this demon is trying to do a kindness, but that's not very good. And do I have on my chair some button or something that lets me... there it is. Make the position a bit different. Now I have... Now I'm sitting in a better position. Yes. I haven't fallen yet.
Terrible things will happen if this comes to pass. I would urge great caution, Samuel. Find out what you can about this algorithm. We may have dark work to do.
What the hell? Fallen angels? Ancient books of knowledge? What the heck have I walked into? We don't have this kind of shit in America.
Oh yes, yes.
I am old enough to be mythological myself, Samuel. Myth often contains truth. The important question is how much. We do not know what effect he may have had on Medi. But do not worry. Show her the same compassion you show all your clients, and that will open any doors that can open.
All right, I better prepare for this one. Sounds like it might be a doozy.
Oh no, what do we take? Fairness fallacy, that's nice. No, it's been 2 weeks since I last streamed this and played this. So do I remember these things? Well, should statements, that's easy to remember. Personalization, not sure. Mind reading, yeah, let's take mind reading. We have fairness, mind reading, overgeneralization. What else should we take? Should. Maybe should, because should. It should be easy. Yep, forgot everything. I remember nothing. How about labeling? I don't think we've had labeling in a long while, because it's been 2 weeks since I last played this. Okay, let's go with this.
Greetings, little mouse.
Medi sounds subdued. What's going on?
Howdy, Medi. It's good to see you. How you feeling tonight?
Not well. Sweetling. Not well at all.
What's wrong, Medi?
Oh no, what's going on? I know you were feeling all stressed about your numbers on that glitch site.
They doxed me. Do you know what doxing is, my whiskery friend? It's when mortals find out where you live, where you sleep, so they can hurt you.
Oh no. Poor Medi.
A group of vampire hunters came looking for me.
Vampire
They were
hunters.
really mean, but they're all dead now. I'm much happier. But it was very inconvenient.
Well, Medi is so old, I bet she has dealt with vampire hunters. Like, forever.
Now I have to move, and it is very difficult to set up my lighting to make me look alive.
Oh.
Dang, Maddie, I'm so sorry. That sounds awful.
It's worse. I will not be able to use my computer for a week. How am I going to upload my content?
For a week! Can't upload content for a week. Just like what I just experienced. Although I think YouTube automatically uploaded my latest Vampire Therapist VOD this morning. And it's good that I'm making a new one today because I don't have any more of them in store.
My fans and zealots are all so impatient. They're sure to leave me if I don't provide them with their content.
Hello, Emperor. Long time no see. How is Linux? Mind reading or overgeneralization?
So, how many of
That's
these
my dream.
followers and zealots have you got, Maddie?
Based on all those emotes, sounds difficult. It'll pass. You will get used to it. You will find out how to do all the things you want to do. You can do it.
Perhaps 2 million zealots and 90 million followers on Glitch.
Oh, I will have to check that out.
And how many of them do you think you'll actually lose if you don't upload lots of content?
Are you going to stream from Linux soon?
The algorithm has already told me that I will lose millions of followers.
Millions. I think the algorithm is wrong. Would you really use millions of followers if you don't post content for a week? People take breaks.
So let's go ahead and listen to the algorithm. If you lose millions of followers, it ain't anywhere near 90 million.
That's also true.
It's doing a bit of overgeneralization and catastrophizing to think they're all gonna leave you high and dry.
The stream integration is hot garbage. I think I will eventually settle on Windows for streaming and a few games. And Linux for everything else. Are you going to keep the Windows like natively, or are you going to use a virtual machine to run Windows? Because that could be pretty handy for streaming. Like if it's in a virtual machine, you could like leave everything there and just open it and everything is ready. Okay, so natively. I see. If it goes well, I will definitely be inspired to try to get a Linux dual boot on my PC. But I will have to be careful about that. Astro can be a bit of a hassle too already. Oh.
Heck, maybe the folks who stay are the ones what you can really count on.
What you can really count on? What?
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 What loop?
What?
What?
Does
What?
this end at
What?
any point?
What?
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 It's not
What?
ending.
What?
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 Just a couple more times.
What?
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 One more.
What?
What?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
You said what?
I was trying to say that the people who don't mind you not uploading so much might be better folk to keep around.
Thanks for the hydrate. Now I have some sound effects and it helps me notice these things. Hydrating. How did I put that away? Like that. Put back.
It's not up to me, little mice. It's not up to them either. Even the little bloodbags who love me won't get to see me if I don't provide them content.
Little blood bags. Oh,
I don't get it. Why wouldn't they see it? Is the mailman or whatever not delivering your messages?
mailman.
You're very funny. No, the algorithm decides who sees my content. If I give it content, it will make people like me more. If I stop feeding it, it shuns me.
Medi, I gotta say, that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship.
Oh, no, it's my friend, I should think. As long as I keep producing content for it, it draws the juicy mortals to me.
How many mortals do you need, though, really?
Well, if I'm to feel safe, I should like to have more of them always. I gain more followers and zealots every month. I need
Every
them.
month.
One of them has agreed to let me eat him and I'll take over his flat. They're quite useful.
One of them has agreed to let me eat him and I will take over his flat. Yeah, models are very useful.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you actually like any of these followers or zealots? Or are they all just food or servants?
What a silly question, little mouse. Of course I don't like them. I always know what they're like. You forget how old I really am.
Is there mind reading again? No.
Medi again believes she knows the entire internet, but can this really be possible?
Is it 10 over
What a silly
generalization?
question, little mouse. Of course
Oh, now I gotta challenge you on that, miss. I know you got a lot of followers and zealots or whatever they're called, but that don't mean you know all of them. Now, I'm sure you know a lot about mortals on them websites you're using, but that ain't all mortals, and all mortals ain't them.
It's not just them, though. I told you about how they killed me. About how they plucked my eye out.
Yeah, but that was like a millennia ago. I don't remember when that was for Medi.
I'm saying, can you know that you're always right about mortals?
I wouldn't like to prove that I am.
She's good.
But these mortals, you're talking to them every day. You got all these folks at your beck and call. They're the people you talk to.
That's right.
But you don't have a real relationship with any of them?
Why would I want to have a relationship with my food? You really are quite a silly Whiskers.
Oh, Medi, you also need friends.
Medi, I'm saying the only relationships you've got are with what you're calling your food.
Oh,
But that's what they are. They're food. Delicious, delicious food. Food that sometimes does heavy lifting and computer work, but still, food.
Labeling?
With that kind of labeling, that's all they're gonna be. You're creating a prophecy for them to fulfill.
Isn't that the point? I do want them to enjoy being eaten. I don't like cruelty to animals.
Oh yeah, and I guess it's... Well, because she's using them as food, it's probably nicer to not get too attached. But still.
I'm trying to say they can provide more than food, just like an animal. Yeah, they might nip at you, but they usually only do that when they're scared.
Maybe you're right. Well, the vampire hunters certainly were very afraid when I pulled their intestines out. Well, it's just intestines. They're not very scary.
Maddie, it sounds like you're in a bit of a codependent relationship with your food, and maybe with this algorithm fella.
That sounds so strange. Isn't everyone dependent on their food?
Oh, but it's not a fellow. And it's not a lady either.
And also it's... Well, it's a bit weird that the food is also dependent on her. But, well, it's like if you have cattle or chicken, pigs, something you will eat, but take care of first.
So it's non-binary?
Sam knows non-binary.
No, it claims that it is entirely binary. All ones and zeros. They'll speak very strangely sometimes.
Well, whatever they are, seems like as soon as they showed up, you stopped having any real friends.
We wouldn't have time for friends anyway. The algorithm says that I should always provide content to my community, and that takes all night.
What is this? Is it overgeneralization? If it's overgeneralization, what is it overgeneralizing? And it's not fairness fallacy. Could be mind reading, because the algorithm doesn't actually say anything, or does it? Let's test this.
Mary
It's
is
not-
letting Raziel tell her what to do, but Raziel has been wrong before. Have a care, Samuel.
Raziel, the algorithm. Okay, so not mind reading in this case.
We wouldn't have time for friends anyway. The algorithm
So,
says that
oh,
I
there
should
should.
always
So why do you think the algorithm has that
Why
should?
didn't I notice that?
It just knows. It knows everything.
Well, let's say that it does know everything. Why does that mean that we should let it tell us what to do?
Indeed, why do you trust it?
Can it know everything and still make mistakes?
That I do not know.
That's what I'm trying to say. But here's the thing, this algorithm, it might have all the information, but that doesn't mean it's got all the answers.
And also that it has the right motivations.
You don't know it like I do. Do you know what I really like about the algorithm, Little Mouse? Unlike the ancient gods the old clans used to worship, or the Abrahamic gods that came after, it treats us equally.
Does it?
If we provide content, we will be rewarded.
Is that fairness fallacy?
Meta, you're saying this thing is fair, but what does fair mean here? You got 90 million followers. You got 2 million zealots willing to kill themselves for you.
It also depends on what kind of content you have. How many people are interested in that content. And yeah, it's not like just give some content and it provides. Nope. It has to be a specific kind of content.
This thing is tapping itself into the reward center of your brain, but it's giving you a hell of a lot of stress in return. That ain't a fair deal either.
I suppose it does change its mind quite often when it decides it likes a new type of content better.
Indeed.
I often do lots of work that it ignores.
Let's talk about these rewards. You say it rewards you with more immortal souls, right?
Highly engaged mortal souls, ready to serve me, should I need them.
But you said you had souls already back in the pre-social media days, right? And you didn't need 90 million of them.
That's true, but it does make me feel quite special when the number goes up.
Big numbers are nice.
Is that number going up good for you, though? Not just the stress of managing all them folks, but drawing the attention of vampire hunters.
There's a point there.
Would you be doing any of this stuff if the algorithm wasn't demanding it?
Did ask me to play a game that I did not like very much the other night, and I pretended to enjoy it. It's called Call of Nationalism. It's all about men who are proud to be angry, which I find very upsetting.
I understand, Medi. I don't play Call of Nationalism because I'm not interested.
See, that's just what I'm talking about. What about what you want? Did you get to that knitting you wanted to do?
Knitting?
No. I had to play the terrible game about insecure man-worms.
Oh. Had to. You shouldn't have. Well, should.
I don't know what to do. I know that I spend too much time on the internet.
Me too.
But I can't live the life I used to live. I would live out in the wilds again, but there are no wilds any longer.
There are wilds, but they are not like they used to be.
When I walk the streets, city folks stare because they sense my true nature.
Really?
Many of them mortals have got a ton of things on their minds. Most likely, they ain't too concerned about whatever you are. They ain't your zealots or followers, they're just regular mortals. You can't read their minds, and you can't assume they're only thinking about you.
But I would have thought at least some vampires could read minds. Or can they? What's the lore here?
Unless you can read minds.
Yeah, exactly.
You raise an excellent point for a cute little whisker face. No, I can't read their minds. Can't imagine how a mortal must think. Oh, very silly job. Oh, politics. Oh, grim spectre of death. I must drink alcohol in order to have sex. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum.
That's how we think.
Well, you ain't too far off.
The experiences I've had with mortals have not been happy ones. My pink-nosed, scrabbly-clawed, long-tailed friend.
Well, these mouse descriptions are getting kind of long.
Yeah, and they are not describing Sam's actual form anymore. Whiskers I can see there, but
You just don't understand what a mouse you are. It's the mortal's fault I must lock myself away in my flat. It's the mortal's fault that I have to use the internet to survive.
fault. Is it fairness fallacy? I don't know. It's not.
Medi has had some part to play in the life she leads, whether she recognizes it or not.
It's the mortal's fault I must lock myself away in my flat. It's the mortal's fault that I have to use the internet to survive.
So what is it? She's pushing the blame on the mortals. But how? Which one does it fit more? Overgeneralization or mind reading?
Medi has had some part to play in the life she leads, whether
It's the mortal's fault.
Overgeneralization?
Medi
No.
has had some part to play in the
Is it
life she
should?
leads, whether she recognizes it or not.
It's the mortal's
Like,
fault I must
she
lock
should
myself
do
away in
these
my
things
flat.
because
It's the
I don't know.
Let's be straight shooters here, miss. At least some of the responsibility for being holed up in that flat with nothing but a computer is yours. I ain't saying that mortals didn't have their part in taking away your home in the wilderness, but they didn't force you to lock yourself away. That's a should you made up.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a very mean little mouse sometimes. Mice are supposed to be kind and sweet.
But Sam is not the mouse.
I ain't trying to be mean, miss. I'm just saying you're leaving out your own contribution to the problem. I'm not saying it's all your fault.
Would you be very fond of mortals who did this to you?
But those mortals are long dead.
Well, no, I wouldn't. And I didn't say you should. But you gotta admit, you're giving a lot of time and energy to people you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
You're resenting them, and I can't blame you.
Of course I resent them. They're all quite awful. Any one of them would hurt me if given the chance.
Isn't this?
Maybe I gotta
Oh,
say
it's
that's some
analysis.
Nosferatu thinking. You've been around a lot longer than me, long enough to know there's almost nothing that's all good or all bad.
That too.
I know we both spend a lot of time in nature, and nature has a good way of disavowing us of our more extreme beliefs and overgeneralizations.
I suppose that's true. I once saw a wolf and a deer having a romantic relationship. Well, at least there was quite a lot of licking involved.
What? What? Licking? Which one was licking which?
Oh, I didn't see nothing like that, but maybe I would have if I'd stayed in the wilderness longer.
Maybe.
Let me ask you a question. If you're thinking all these followers of yours are a certain way, what if you're right?
Very frustrating, Silly Whiskers. You keep telling me that I'm doing cognitive distortions, and then you say they're correct.
Well, I'm just wondering about these mortals the algorithm sends your way. What does it say about you that makes them check you out in the first place?
Well, I suppose it shows them that I'm pretty, and that I play video games they like. And they might get to see my body parts.
Do they know that you're clever and funny? Do they know that you've got more life experience than they could ever reckon?
There's no time to talk about that kind of thing, Silly. They scroll past streamers very quickly.
Indeed.
I have less than a second to make an impression. That's what the algorithm tells me.
So you got all these millions of mortals following you because you're easy on the eyes and like some of the same video games they like?
More like easy on the eye.
Okay, I get it. But the point is, if the algorithm is sending mortals your way based on good looks and some video games, you ain't getting people who like you for you. You're getting mortals who want content, not medi. Frankly, it ain't no surprise that you don't have much respect for them.
You're very sweet, little mouse. But the algorithm knows what mortals want, and it's not me. They want my body and my video games. I don't have anything else they want.
Anything else? Is this overgeneralization again? Mind
I am
reading?
certain one who has lived for nearly 2 millennia has more to offer than looking attractive while playing video games.
Indeed, indeed. But
You're very sweet, little mouse. But the algorithm knows what mortals want.
Medi, far as I can tell,
What?
the algorithm doesn't know anything worth a damn if it thinks mortals all want the same thing. Worse, it's making you say things like, I don't have anything folks want. You're disqualifying the positive things about yourself they're all missing out on. Pardon my saying so, miss, but you are weird as heck. You don't sound like anyone I've ever met. You think of things in ways no one else does. Medi, you're as interesting as it gets. Don't let this stupid algorithm reduce you to your looks and the games it tells you to play. It's insulting all that you are as a unique individual.
I understand what you're trying to say, Willy Whiskers McMouseface III, but you don't know the algorithm as I do.
Medi wants to take Sam as a pet.
It doesn't insult anyone. It just collects all the information about everyone and everything, recognizes patterns, and shows me what those patterns are. What it decides is important is based on the thoughts of every human who has ever been online. It truly knows the will of mortals because it knows all mortals.
Ooh.
What it's doing is overgeneralizing, Medi. How the heck can all of humanity be reduced to formulas? It can't. So what's it doing? It's shaping humanity by reinforcing what folks are already paying attention to. It's telling you to play Call of Nationalism and rely on sex appeal.
Ew. Call of nationalism.
It's telling the mortals to only care about them things that are popular already. Don't explore. Don't appreciate things that are weird and unique. If this algorithm gets what it wants, what'll happen? Earth will be the most boring place in the universe.
Indeed.
Medi, this algorithm doesn't appreciate you, and it's teaching you not to appreciate yourself.
Sam, are you being a mean little mouse again?
You're right, little mouse. I am forgetting myself. I think I don't want to feel lonely anymore. I want to be liked.
Who doesn't?
You ain't gonna be happy if you're being liked for being some boring idea of what someone else thinks you should be.
I really have been very silly, haven't I? The algorithm isn't nice at all, I think.
I'm glad you're getting that this algorithm is abusing you. I don't want to see it change what makes you special.
But I won't have anyone. I'll be alone.
Will you? Should we reassure or challenge her? She seems kind of like she needs reassuring, but that kind of leads to the path of non-professionalism. Maybe challenging her would work better. I don't know.
You were alone already, Medi. These relationships you've got online with all these faceless mortals, they ain't real. Those friends you had a few years ago, they sounded real.
I suppose I could send them all an email. Do you think they'll remember me?
Who knows?
There was something about you all that made you join that web ring or whatever it was called. I don't know, but I bet they'd be happy to hear from you.
I think I will send them a message. They were all very strange, like me.
We're all strange, Medi. We're all individuals. Maybe they were just your kind of strange.
You are very sweet, little mouse. I could give you some of my zealots if you like. They'll do what I tell them to do.
But Sam doesn't need them. He's here at this club for now. I don't know. Maybe he does need them.
Well, that's okay. I'm happy letting them live their lives freely. They deserve to find out what they actually like, too.
You are very soft and squishy for a vampire. But I will message my old friends.
And if you're gonna do this streaming thing, try streaming things you honestly enjoy. Make a new account, be yourself, and see who shows up.
I think I will do that. I'll keep my only zealots, though. They can be very useful.
You do what's best for you. And don't let anyone but you make that decision.
You are so very sweet. Are you sure I can't take you home and let you run on a wheel all night?
I knew she would want to keep Sam as a pet.
I'm pretty sure. I'll see you next month then, right? I want to hear all about how you're handling your weird self.
Next month? So, is this not the last one? Huh.
Oh, but you are a very, very naughty mouse with a very dirty mouse mind.
I didn't mean it like that.
You are very funny. I will see you in a month then. Now I shall become a mouse too, but with wings.
Excellent work, Samuel. We cannot know for sure, but I believe Medi understands the source of her discomfort.
You think this Raziel is gonna get upset at losing her?
If I understand correctly, Raziel has no power if he is ignored, but he is unusually tempting to listen to. It sounds as though he has the mortals quite beguiled, and many of our kin as well. But you give me faith that he can be defeated, one individual at a time if need be.
I ain't never defeated a dark god before.
There is a first time for everything, my dear Samuel. After all, haven't you been dancing?
Oh, he was.
You really gotta bring that up, huh?
Mostly for the reaction. Now, my friend, make sure you get something to drink. You shall not have trouble finding willing necks, I am sure. You are becoming quite the celebrity at Immernacht.
Celebrity.
Beating fallen angels is thirsty work. I'm ready for a drink.
Slake your thirst then, my friend. Rest in peace.
Funny to think vampires being born now are growing up with the internet. We're gonna have to reckon with that someday.
So, Medi's session. I think we had a breakthrough today. Seems Medi's overgeneralizations and the algorithm's overgeneralizations were a deadly combination. Medi's assumptions about models were being confirmed by the algorithm, not reality. She was letting the algorithm determine what value humanity saw in her. She realizes that the algorithm was making her into a boring person. I think Medi gets what the internet's been doing to her. She's going to get in touch with some old friends, and I think that's a great idea.
I hope Medi's realized that being herself is the best person she can be. Well, speaking of which, I should go check on Crimson.
Why, speaking of which?
Hey, Crimson, what's on tap tonight?
Take a look around, cowboy. There's plenty to drink.
Well, maybe I'll go looking for a donor. Just figured I'd say howdy to my pal Crimson first.
Well, howdy, sharpshooter. You look like you're in a good mood tonight.
Yeah, I guess I am. You know that ancient client I told you about? I think she's finally realizing that some people are gonna appreciate her for being who she is. Maybe she ain't gonna have 100 million fans, but the people who genuinely like her will be there for her.
How's your blood sugar, honey? I think you're a little too sweet.
Oh, come on now.
I've been thinking a lot about exactly what you're saying. Folks in DC didn't much like my style, but I'm not sure why I cared.
Did we accidentally cure Crimson too?
Don't beat yourself up over it. I think we all do the same thing. Easier to do what other folk are doing than blaze a trail, right?
I'm not sure it is easier if we're fighting ourselves the whole time.
That's some real wisdom right there.
Anyway, thanks for making me think. I think I'm done spinning my wheels.
Excuse me, I wish to speak with you, vampire, in the kink room.
It's the eye girl.
I think my dinner's calling. I'll see you later, Crimson.
Ciao, Tex.
Tex.
You know, I have seen what you are doing. I see all.
What have you seen?
So you mentioned Panoptabella, and what am I doing?
I see that you change people. You make them stronger, more confident, more comfortable.
You saw Sam talking with Crimson.
I'm pretty sure they're doing all that themselves.
No, that is not what I see. I see that without you, they repeat their actions over and over again. Usually, I can see the future because people repeat themselves. But you make the future uncertain. I do not like what I cannot see.
Well, why do you need to see everything anyway, Panoptabella? Ain't it exhausting?
To see all is to see danger and avoid it.
Here she is, bringing her neck to be tasted by vampires.
I see that you wish to say something, but are holding back.
Well, I try to do my therapy stuff just in therapy. It ain't right to be analyzing folk without their consent.
Then consent is given. To see all is to see danger and avoid it.
This is the only option.
Well, see, what that is a control fallacy. It's a kind of cognitive distortion. The future's always got elements we can't count on. You can be prepared to a certain extent, but you ain't ever gonna know everything. You can only see what's in front of you, after all.
Interesting. Then what do you believe I should do?
Well, just that. See what's in front of you. See how you feel about right now, not yesterday or tomorrow. Right now, you can see.
I see. Yes, I see that. I would like you to drink from my neck right now.
See, that wasn't so hard.
Ah, but this is.
I see more clearly, vampire.
I think I succeeded.
I thank you.
I'm not sure. Did I?
And I thank you for the blood.
I hope your torpor is most satisfying. I shall see myself out.
See you, Panoptabella.
Oh, yeah. Good night, Panoptabella. I think that was a pretty successful night. Coffin time for old Sam.
Oh no.
Well, if it isn't the gunslinging guru of mental health himself, good evening, Samuel.
What do we have here now? It's a new... that doesn't come to my mind in any language. Anyway, new text about what happened. Holy hell, my head is spinning. This month I've been threatened by monsters, drunk priest blood right from the source, faced an ancient demon, and helped my clients through some tough breakthroughs. It's gotten me pondering about what's next for me. I came here to learn, and now I feel pretty confident about being able to help my kin. Then again, that could be a control fallacy. Andy's told me so many times that I won't be able to help everyone. So maybe I should just help people that come here wanting to be helped. I guess I should talk to Andy about all this. The shoulds.
It seems you have made quite a reputation for yourself in a very short time.
It's hard to believe I've only been here in Germany for 6 months. In that short time, I think I've grown more than I have in the last 200-some years.
You are quite correct, Samuel. It is truly gratifying to see you grow and change. Of course, our mental health journeys never quite end, do they? I am sure you still have much to talk about, but let us first take a moment to breathe and meditate.
No!
That sounds like a good idea. Give me a chance to center myself.
Very good. Now close your eyes and enter your place of comfort.
Isabella D'Este. I wonder. How's Andy squeezing to that suit anyway? Is Raziel listening in on our conversation? Princess to the rescue! I sure am a lily-livered coward. Cognitive distortion left and do-si-do. What am I doing hiding out in Germany? Why'd
Hiding
you do
out
this
in
to me,
Germany.
Ernie?
From his
You keep running,
old
Sammy
gang
boy.
or what?
You dummy, Sam. Loving your horse more than your kin. The United States needs some therapy.
Yeah,
Sure am glad I don't sweat.
who isn't?
Tarnation. What a great word.
It's a great word.
How do you feel, Samuel?
What? This says I get perfect focus during the meditation. I thought I failed.
Yeah, not bad. My thoughts are all over the place, but that ain't unusual.
I'm glad you have that perspective, my friend. What came up for you tonight?
I've still got my head wrapped up in my past wrongs. I feel like kind of a yellow belly for running away from them to come here.
A yellow belly.
But dang it, there's me labeling myself again.
Why are you calling yourself a yellow belly then?
It's a pattern of mine, that's all. I gave you my history, and it's a history of my running away. I ran from my home, I ran from all the trouble I caused, I ran from my wife and into the hands of a vampire gang, then I ran from them and hid out in the woods. When my gang tracked me down, I ran off to Europe. Whenever the going gets tough, Sam Walls gets going.
So, is he now running away from the gang?
Samuel, this is quite the oversimplification. I remember a man who came into my office and told me about how he should have made better decisions as a traumatized child. In each of these cases you speak of, you made difficult choices following terrible events. Have some compassion for yourself, my friend.
Yeah, well, I haven't even given you the full story yet. There's another thing I've been running from.
What is it?
I got kin, Andy. Distant kin, but kin all the same. See, my wife was pregnant when she up and left me. Didn't even tell me. My line ain't never been strong, thank goodness. But I've got a great granddaughter. Give or take one of them greats. I looked her up, and she ain't living well, Andy. I want to be there for her the way I wasn't for my wife and child.
Interesting.
But all I am's the undead man who got her great uncle killed. If I were her, I wouldn't give me the time of night, which I guess is mind reading, but it seems like common sense to me too. Yeah, I've tried to make amends, but as far as kin is concerned, well, I ain't done shit. Hell, I can always be confident that I'll do the wrong thing when it comes to my family. I guess that's like being always right about being always wrong.
I see you are becoming quite perceptive of your own distortions, Samuel. But let me do some reflecting for you, and you can tell me how you perceive what I am saying. You consider yourself a yellow belly, a somewhat archaic term for coward.
Labeling?
I guess I'm still doing a little labeling there, huh?
A little. I believe you understand that calling ourselves names does nothing to improve ourselves.
All right. Maybe calling myself a coward ain't too good for me.
Now then, you said you believe that your distant relative will not want to speak to you because you caused the death of another distant relative.
Sounds like I'm doing a little mind reading there. I can't really know what my my distant relation is gonna think of me.
Naturally. We vampires have a reputation as monsters, but that is not a universal reputation. In fact, I believe we are rising in public opinion.
Yeah, vampires have been rising. But I guess they are going down again. In opinions. I guess people are into fairies or something? No? I don't know. I guess some still like vampires. I like vampires. Not in that way, but like in general, the idea of like immortality and the price you have to pay for it. It's so cool. Also, the aesthetics are nice.
Yeah, but if they don't see us as monsters, they see us as sex objects.
And now you are overgeneralizing. We are as capable of knowing the mind of society as we are of knowing the mind of an individual.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't giving my relative the chance to have her own thoughts. I should know better by now.
Should know better.
Yeah, I know that. There's another should statement.
Samuel, remember what I have told you. Cognitive distortions are a normal side effect of being human.
But you're vampires, you shouldn't have them. You're not human.
Cognitive distortion classifications are tools, not weapons to beat yourself with. Give yourself the same compassion you give to your clients. Now then, let us continue to reflect on your concerns. You also believe that the positive changes you have made in your life are irrelevant where family is concerned.
Disqualifying the positive. Yes.
I'm disqualifying the positive by pretending the change I've made don't mean anything.
It is your favorite cognitive distortion, Samuel. Your humility is most endearing, but it does often enter the realm of cognitive distortion. There is a comfortable place between extreme humility and extreme arrogance, my friend, and that is in truth.
Yeah, I know. When you're right, and you're always right.
You believe I am always right?
Always right. Yes. That face couldn't be not always right.
I guess there ain't no way of knowing if you're always right. You just
I like to have good vibes, my friend, but vibes alone do not make the man.
What was that? Is there a button I can use to check the... Damn. What did they say? No, I will never know.
Most of my existence, I thought I was always right, but that was when I was the most wrong. Don't believe the vibes, dear Samuel.
I'll try, but you don't make it easy. I can see where I'm making the same assumptions about McKinn, though. I gotta give her a chance before I assume she's gonna hate me. I just know that if I end up going back to the States, things are gonna get complicated. Most of us vampires out west are on the younger side. We're still in that angry, insecure stage, and I know there's a whole gang of them hollering for my blood.
Younger side in the west. So I guess that means that the Native Americans didn't have vampires.
Are you afraid of them, Samuel?
It's a bit odd that they wouldn't have them. Like, they should be them, but they would be maybe probably... They could be quite different from the ones in Europe. I don't know.
You know what? I ain't. I just know at some point I'm gonna have to deal with them. And my gang is real powerful now, especially their leader. Did I ever tell you about my vampire daddy?
Vampire Daddy?
I assumed you would tell me when you were ready.
Called himself Ernie Awigdunkel. Real piece of work. Fella had more blood on his hands than any vampire I ever met.
Awigdunkel? Is that a real name?
I know this name.
You know Ernie?
He is a part of my darker history, and a part of humanity's darker history. He is your dark father?
Well, yeah. Is that bad?
He does not determine who you are, Samuel, but the man is still dangerous.
Dangerous.
His real name is Heinrich Kramer, and he is no mere murderer. He has a deep hatred for all humanity, especially women. I am discouraged to hear he still lives.
What's his problem with women?
What was this guy's problem with women?
They refused to enter sexual congress with him. They did not like him. He practiced poor hygiene, acted entitled, and was extremely insecure. He defended his own repellent nature with great ardor, blaming women for their predictable dislike of him.
Oh, kind of sounds like Medi.
He committed himself to a life of celibacy as a Dominican friar, cementing both his virginity and his hatred.
Oh, wait a minute, he sounds like one of them incel types from the internet I've read about.
Doesn't he?
I am afraid I am unfamiliar with the term, but he did make his lack of sexual appeal his identity.
Dang, well, now some things are starting to make sense.
But how does Andy know him?
How do you know this Kramer guy, Andy?
Does Andy not want to tell us?
Samuel, know that I too have given myself to hatred. Mortals with a great capacity for evil drew my attention. I amused myself by indulging them.
Andy's dark history.
I do not absolve myself of my actions, but it is difficult to speak of them. The Andromachos of that time was a most pitiable vampire.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. I didn't mean to dig at old wounds.
Do not be sorry, my dear Samuel. We must not erase our pasts. Pain can be a somber teacher.
But what did he do?
Well, what this Kramer fella do?
He wrote a book in 1487 called the Malleus Maleficarum, also
Oh,
known
wait.
as the Hammer of Witches.
I think we have that book on the shelves here. I didn't realize that he's the one who wrote it.
It was with this justification that the church was enabled to persecute, torture, and kill women. Its effects linger in society even today. The Pope during Isabella d'Este's time, Alexander VI, named him Inquisitor of Bohemia and Moravia. What he did with this power is better left unspoken.
Bad things.
Well, shit.
I must ask, what became of Heinrich?
Well, he runs Sanguinius Health, the health insurance company I told you about the last time. It's vampires from the boardroom all the way down, stealing blood, money, and hope from American mortals.
Oh my.
Running health insurance gives them all the money they need for even more dirty deeds.
How terrible. Oh, Heinrich, what depths will you not sink to?
Such revelations too.
He disappeared from Europe 200 years ago. I had hoped he was gone forever.
Do you think he can change, Andy?
Oh, Samuel, yes, of course he can change. Like you and me, however, he must desire this change within himself.
Indeed. It's difficult to change. Even if you have supportive people, if you don't want to do that yourself.
But hatred is not something Heinrich Kramer holds. It is his very identity. He will be reluctant to give it up. Are you suggesting that you aim to help him?
Do you think I shouldn't?
It isn't my choice, my friend. You will do what you are going to do.
I guess I don't know what I want to do. But I know Ernie, or Heinrich, and I'm starting to get a handle on this therapy thing. If I can help him, shouldn't I be helping him?
Let me reflect for you.
Should you help him? You don't have to help everybody. You shouldn't help everybody.
You are aware that you have knowledge of Heinrich others do not have, and that you have newfound abilities as a therapist. Therefore, you believe you should help him.
I guess that's a should statement, huh? Just because I know him and know something about therapy doesn't mean it's my destiny to try to help Heinrich Kramer.
Indeed.
Of course, Samuel. Your own life is your own. You make your own decision.
Yeah, you're right. There ain't no should.
I am glad to hear you recognize this, Samuel. Heinrich Kramer is not your should.
Well, thanks for talking this through with me, Andy. I think it's been real helpful for sorting out my thoughts.
Of course, my dear. You did all the work. I am merely here to help you reflect. You have become quite adept at recognizing your own cognitive distortions. All there is to decide now is the path you choose from here. What drives you forward, my friend?
I'm going to have a little break now. Let's continue from here. So, be right back. And back. Can we get back to the game? Yes. Excellent. So, what is it that drives our dear Samuel? Does he need to support his family? No, but he kind of wants to. He and Heinrich have unfinished business, but this isn't not what drives Sam. I think it's time to apply what Sam has learned. I think this is what drives Sam. At this point, although this both might be in the future.
I've learned a hell of a lot here, Andy. More than I could have ever imagined. But this European world just ain't mine, I reckon.
He's going back.
Ancient demons, power-hungry popes, kings, and duchesses. This stuff ain't exactly in my comfort zone.
So, it could become your comfort zone.
Besides, vampires back home have got their own issues, and now I've got the tools to help them.
I had a suspicion you were working up to this decision, though I hoped it would not be so.
Me too. And so, I don't know. Who wouldn't want to stay with Andy?
I really like it here, Andy, and you've been incredible. But if my heart still beat, it'd be beating for home.
He's homesick. After just 6 months.
I don't want to let my clients down, but I think they're homebodies anyway. Maybe I can get them to do sessions over video calls or something.
Well, at least with Maddie. Easy.
I think you may be the only person who could get Isabella Deste to do a computer video call.
And we can continue my sessions from the internet?
Of course, Samuel. Natural.
Well, I guess that's that then.
He's really leaving.
I ain't gonna run out too quickly, though. I gotta arrange for a new cruise back home, and I want to tell my clients in person. That'll take some time.
That would be most considerate. Your clients have grown quite fond of you. Well, Samuel, I must say I am proud of you. It has been inspiring to see your command of cognitive distortions. I have no doubt that you will make your home a better place.
Coming from you, that's real flattering. Like I said when I first came here, I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You will always seek those answers, my friend, and that is what will ensure you continue to grow. But enough embarrassing Samuel. I believe you should go down and get yourself a drink.
That sounds great, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
A drink? Again? With whom?
Well, that's it then. I'm going home. Once I let my clients know, I'll head back to the USA. Time to give Crimson the news. Crimson, my favorite barkeep. How's the saloon tonight?
Crimson with crimson eyes.
You sound a little distracted, cowboy. Got something to tell me?
Am I that obvious?
Did she have crimson eyes before?
You are. You're pretty adorable, Sam Walls.
I like to say approachably rugged.
Sure, let's go with that. What's the news, cowboy?
Well, I've been here for a few months now. I came here to get trained up by Andy, and now that I have been, I think it's time for me to go home.
No shit. Well, good for you, Sam. I think you're right. I don't think this place is for you.
I mean, I ain't gonna learn German, that's for sure. Moving on just seemed like the right choice. I got some unfinished business back home anyway.
He could learn German. He has all the time in the world.
You don't seem that bothered by my leaving, though. I figured I might earn at least a frown.
I guess she has been expecting that.
Well, it just so happens that I've got some news for you. Can you guess what it is?
Has she become a vampire? Did she have crimson eyes before? You got a new kitten?
You got a new kitten. I bet you'll name it Sam so you won't miss me too much.
You know, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe I'll do that. A Siamese named Sam. But no, that's not it. Take a look at me. Notice anything different?
Teeth? Is she a vampire?
Well, no.
How about now?
She is!
Crimson, you're a vampire.
Newly undead and ready to bite some necks.
Well, what led to that decision?
I thought about what you said. About how vampires have got time to start over and time to do things their way.
Indeed. That would be so nice.
I'm going back to America too. Gonna join a different kind of bar again. The law moves slowly, but I've got time.
Dang, Crimson. A vampire lawyer. Look out world. Kinda sounds like a neat video game. A vampire lawyer.
I would play it.
No, it doesn't. But I think I can make a difference.
How would Andy take the news?
He knew it was coming, like he always does. Can't surprise that man. I love him to death, literally. And I'll come back someday. I just need to go my own way for a while.
Dang. Well, this is some big news. When do you think you're leaving?
figure I'll go with you. I'll need someone to show me the ways of the night anyway.
Shucks, well that sounds mighty fine, Crimson. Might need your help going up against the big corporation my old gang is running.
Mm-hmm. A lawyer would be handy for that, maybe.
You got a deal, cowboy. Don't look now, but dinner's just arrived.
Is it the Europeans?
Max,
It is!
Look, Crimson. She is now ein Vampir.
You are one of the night children now?
They noticed immediately.
Looks that way, and we're in the mood for a little celebrating. Sam and I are headed to America.
Why would you want to do that?
They do have better network infrastructure.
Oh, I suppose that is true. Oh, but we will miss getting our necks beaten by you.
If you join us in the kink room, we will have a foursome.
Come on, cowboy. We won't be in Germany forever.
Mm-hmm. No more foursomes then.
Alone at last. My veins throb.
Who gets to bite me?
I'll let you get first pick, Sam.
Hmm. I think there is more blood in Reinhardt. Maybe. He's a little bit taller, so there could be. And I might miss the correct vein, so.
All right, Reinhard, you got nice veins, so bring them on over.
I knew you liked me best, cowboy.
Ah, that's the good stuff.
That's the good stuff.
Spazi, you give my neck such excellent attention.
Excellent.
Kind of my job, if vampires had jobs.
So, what vampire's job would be to bite people and drink their blood? Aren't you a therapist, Sam?
Und Crimson bites most erotically.
Oh my.
I learned from the best.
She's been with Andy for so long, so that must be where.
I guess I should turn in now. Gotta prepare to give my clients the big news.
You are not getting away so easily, cowboy.
Really?
The night is only getting started.
Live a little, Tex. We'll be back in the land of Puritan pride before you know it.
Ah, what the hell? You only die once.
Do we get to know what they did?
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing Dr. Drain tonight.
What did
is
they
Lord
do?
Lourdes?
Oh, it's Dr. Train, I would think.
I sure as heck hope I'm only seeing one client. I don't know how the doc's gonna take the news that I'm leaving, but I'm sure Lord Lourdes would love to see the back of me.
Well, in a certain way.
I believe Lord Lourdes likes to see the back of everyone.
Yeah.
He's a real sumbitch, but you can't say he's picky. I should get my distortions picked. Now let's see.
Oh, we are still having sessions. So this is not last time. So we still have next time for some, probably. Okay. What should we pick? Let's take blaming. And disqualifying the positive, and how about catastrophizing? And always right.
All right, got my chambers loaded up.
Is that really a phrase, or are you trying to get a reaction out of me?
I'm joshing a bit.
To cover up your very real obsession with firearms. I know you by now, Samuel Walls.
Guilty as charged.
I will leave you and your gun in peace. Good luck tonight, Samuel.
Hello, Sam.
He looks so happy.
Evening to you, Dr. Drain. How you been this month? Seems like you had a big breakthrough last time.
Yes, I think I did. I have been feeling a lot better ever since.
That's awesome.
Well, you look great. Like a new man.
Or perhaps the same man, but whole.
Well, you look a lot more at peace than I've ever seen you. Why don't you fill me in on the last month?
I can scarcely believe how the last few weeks have gone. I didn't do a single hour of work. I let my scientists do it. They couldn't believe I backed off. They thought I was dead.
But you are dead.
They don't know that, do they? Regardless, I thought I owed myself a little space. I actually stayed here in Germany the entire time.
Really? Here in Leipzig?
I went to Berlin. I heard you can do whatever you like there, and no one cares. I went clubbing, Sam. I bit mortal necks. I really had quite a nice time.
Yeah, I remember you were a good dancer.
Yeah, they danced together.
Oh, I sometimes danced for several nights in a row. They keep some of these places free from light, so I was free to party day and night.
Wow.
I did end up doing some pharmaceutical research, though the more recreational kind.
Drugs.
Sounds like you were living it up. You're keeping safe, I hope.
Oh, Sam, I'm 430 years old. I don't have mortal fears.
And did Lord Lourdes show up at any point?
I dare say he was there the whole time, in some fashion. He's a much more agreeable chap when he's with me, though. Oh, and Sam, something else quite interesting happened.
Oh yeah? What's that?
I engaged in coitus.
No shit.
Oh, goodness, no. I've got Lord Lourdes under control now. Not to say that it wasn't exciting, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a little nervous at first. I haven't had sex since I died, after all, not counting whatever Lourdes got up to. But riding another human being is like riding a bike, I suppose. It just comes back to you.
Really?
Well, dang, Doc. I'm just thrilled to hear you're letting yourself live a little.
Yes, it's been a satisfying month. I'm headed back to Berlin tonight to meet my paramour again before I fly back to London.
So that is why he looks so happy. Because he got some.
So is this some kind of serious thing?
Not at all. Having a conversation with him makes me want to yank my hair out, so I just yank his curly locks instead.
Who the hell are you and what have you done with Dr. Drain?
It's funny, isn't it? I would have been disgusted with this person 6 months ago. Now I find I quite like him, and others seem to as well.
Well, maybe this is a good time to give you some bad news then.
Oh yeah.
I'm headed back to America, Doc. I reckon I can do more good there than I can here.
Truly? But you're all so repressed there.
I guess you'd know, huh?
Touché. Well, Sam, I'm sorry to hear that you're leaving, truly.
Oh, I ain't gonna leave you high and dry. We can still do our sessions over the internet. It just won't be in person no more.
Well, that's all right then. To be honest, I'm not sure I even know what I'd be looking for in therapy now.
Indeed, wasn't he a Brit? I think he's from Britain. So he was coming here to Germany. All the way over to Germany for the therapy sessions. So maybe it would have ended up having to be video calls anyway. But Maybe that's the end of therapy for him.
But then, I didn't know what I was looking for from therapy when I first flew in either.
Well, I appreciate your keeping an open scientific mind, Doc. Is there anything you wanted to go over tonight?
Honestly, no. I suppose I should snap back to reality at some point and tend to my research, but not now.
Should.
Well, remember, them should statements are what got you to lock up Lord Lourdes in the first place. Think about what you could be doing, or what you want to be doing. It's that intrinsic motivation that'll take you where you want to go.
Of course. I'm a vampire now. I'm the master of my own destiny.
Attaboy. You got any strategies for what to do if you want to get into that plasma stuff again?
If I desire to go down that road, I am surely denying myself my vampiric nature again. Perhaps it is best if we maintain our sessions.
That might be the safest.
I think I know what I want right now, and that's a spot of blood and dance. What do you say, buckaroo?
Some more dancing for Sam.
Oh, sure thing, old chap. Come on.
My dear Samuel, it is a big night tonight, isn't it?
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
You are breaking the news to Signora Deste that you are leaving, are you not?
That was a quick session, so maybe we can get all of this done today. We'll see.
Against her nature, she has grown very fond of you, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Who the heck knows why, right?
Are you fishing for compliments or merely disqualifying the positive once again?
Too quick. What? The main game. I didn't expect this game to be very long, and this is the 7th session of 2 hour playing this, so I think it would be about how long I expected this to be. But we'll see. And there's still the DLC that I haven't touched.
Let's say fishing for compliments.
Yeah. Yeah. And I missed the past 2 weeks I didn't have this game on stream because first I was sick and then I had visitors, so yeah.
Very well. Samuel, your disarming charm and compassion undoubtedly make you an attractive vampire to our kind. Somehow, at a young age, you possess a natural wisdom that...
Is Andy falling for Sam now that Crimson is leaving?
Okay, I was really disqualifying the positive again.
You are so easy to embarrass as well, which has its own charm.
Yes.
Very well, Samuel. I will leave you to your dark business. Good luck
Dark
with Signora
business.
Deste, my friend.
Dark business with Signora Este. Let's take what do we take? Let's take always right labeling. Labeling is nice. Oh, it's not nice, but it's easy. Shoulds are easy. But emotional reasoning, I don't know. Let's go with this.
All right, got what I need. Here comes the good lady herself. Evening, Senora. It's good to see you.
She looks like how she always looks like.
I am pleased to see you as well. You have been on my mind of late.
I wonder if she has made more art.
Oh, why's that?
I wished to apologize for my behavior during our last session.
Too easy. Should I take the most difficult ones next?
I let my monstrous side come out, and I addressed you in ways most unseemly. You have been kind to me and did not deserve this treatment.
Oh, think nothing of it, Senora. Therapy's kind of the place for them big emotions to come out, ain't it? I didn't take it personally.
Oh, but you should, Sam. I called you some terrible names. I disrespected you. You should be quite angry with me.
It would be lovely if she had made some fan art of Sam and showed that to us. I would like to see. Should.
With all due respect, Senora, I ain't gonna be upset with you just because you say I should be upset. Maybe that's your perspective, but it ain't mine, and I won't be bound by it. All truth, I'm glad you let yourself get properly worked up.
Yes, that is exactly the problem. I allowed it. I allowed myself to insult a man who was being kind and patient with me. I lost control. I should not be so careless.
So many shoulds.
I don't expect you to always be in control, Senora. Like we've been saying since you walked in, you gotta have some compassion for yourself when you do lose that control. No one's saying you should always be in control. I think you're a superhuman, Senora, but you ain't superhuman.
You are, of course, correct. I fear I shall always have this tendency. But I am becoming more aware of it, thanks to your guidance.
She's giving Sam the eye.
That's the absolute best we can expect of ourselves. We ain't never gonna be perfect. Being self-aware is the closest we're gonna get. I ain't surprised at all you're making a ton of progress, Senora. You're a lady who likes to do things properly.
But let us say, not perfectly.
Exactly, you're getting it. I ain't worried about you, Senora. How have the last few weeks gone? Have you done any more art?
Yes, the most important questions.
A little. It can be a little frustrating for me to paint when I am so unpracticed.
But she was very good at it.
I think I have always been better at recognizing and cultivating talent in others. The problem has always been that my artist cannot stand dealing with me. Poor Leonardo used to tremble whenever I said his name. I would like to try being a more patient benefactor.
I think that's a fantastic idea, Senora. Maybe the next great masters are out there waiting to be discovered.
Yes, that is my thinking. There will always be rise of the spacewalkers. But I can complain about the state of art today, or I can do something about it.
See, now that's a great direction for your frustration. Don't let them folks be the only ones making art.
Yeah, and I bet she has a lot of money. She can be a patron of the arts these days too. Make the artist make the kind of art she wants to see.
That is my thinking exactly. I'm starting a foundation for the arts, specifically for talented, living women.
That's a good idea.
I aim to spend about €1 billion each year. I believe that should be enough to create art worthy of attention.
It should.
$1 billion a year? Where'd you get that kind of money?
My children's children intermingled with the Habsburgs and Medicis. My dynasty is full of blood-sucking investment bankers I can exploit.
Thinking about chickens. If you had €1 billion, would you buy a lot of chicken?
Oh, you mean they're vampires?
No, they're just mortal leeches. But they will do what they are told.
What about them artists you're funding? Are they gonna do what they're told?
I shall not hobble them, as I hobbled the great masters. I will let them share their own dreams.
You would have a sea of chicken to swim in. So many feathers.
Yes.
Thanks for the bet.
But they must be dreams. I will not fund the rise of the spacewalker.
But would it be comfy? I imagine they would be like running around a lot and being noisy, and it could be stressful.
Seems like you got a good game plan, Senora. This sounds like a real touchdown.
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. Just saying, seems like you're on a good path, Senora. Maybe this is a good time to tell you I've got some news too. I'm going back home soon. To America.
Chickens. Annoying. If there's a lot of them. Just running around freely. Pooping everywhere and pecking and screaming.
Why would you ever want to go back there? Are you trying to get away from me?
Yeah, are you trying to get away from Lady Isabella Este, Sam?
No, it ain't nothing like that. I've got my own reasons. Stuff at home that's waiting for me.
I wouldn't poop, I would eat all of it. That's disgusting. Why? Why would you say something like that?
I know I can be a little intimidating sometimes.
It doesn't have anything to do with you, Senora. It doesn't mean we have to stop doing our sessions. We'll just have to use some of them internet video chat things.
But I do not know how to use such things. Can't you stay here?
She's almost begging.
No can do, Senora. Besides, you gotta admit, I don't exactly fit in here in Europe.
Perhaps we need more men like you.
Lady Signora de Este especially needs men like that.
Oh, well, trust me, Senora. I ain't that special. I got my problems just like anyone.
The popes of my time would have hated you, dear Sam. They would feel naked before you. I suppose if you must go, then you must go.
Oh no.
Will you at least teach me how to do a video call before you leave?
We can take a little time now if you're willing.
I would like that. Very much.
Come on, Senora. I'll show you how it's done.
That was like 10 minutes.
Samuel, my dear, so lovely to see you. How are you feeling this evening?
Oh, all right. A little nervous, I suppose.
About Edmund?
How else would you do long distance therapy sessions? If not by video calls.
Yeah, he didn't seem to be doing too well last time. Feel for the guy.
You had empathy and compassion for him when not many would. If you continue this approach, I am certain that all will turn out for the best.
I ain't so sure, I gotta admit. Maybe Eddie would have been happier living the lie.
I think Signora de Este would rather write letters. But I think it's better to do them kind of in person. At least call, if not video call.
In the short term, I believe you are correct. Inertia is always the easiest option. But inertia can also lead to a certain decay of spirit. Edmund, as you so astutely pointed out, has time to grow as a human. He will find his joys once more.
I sure hope you're right, Andy. I don't think I'm gonna see the same Edmund tonight, though.
It sounds as though you have difficult work ahead tonight. I wish you the best of luck, Samuel. Choose your distortions well.
I think Edmund was dressed as a clown last time. I wonder if he's back to his typical self. Wait, I was supposed to take the most difficult ones. Which ones are the most difficult? Nosferatu, thinking, emotional reasoning. Catastrophizing? I'm not sure if I use that really. Maybe control fallacy?
Locked and loaded, boss.
Do you plan to engage in therapy with Edmund or fill him with holes?
That disapproving look.
I was planning on therapy.
Then try not to refer to cognitive distortions as ballistic weaponry, my friend.
Yeah, that's labeling.
Sorry about that. Thanks, Andy.
I'm teasing you, Samuel. Do have a good session.
Howdy, Eddie. It's good to see you.
He's back to his own self.
Is it? Can it be
Still
good
sad.
to see me if you do not know who I am?
But we know who you are. You are Edmund Keen, aren't you?
Eddie, whoever it is that's sitting in front of me, it's good to see him.
Well, I'm glad you think so.
You're not feeling too good, are you?
Not very. I've spent much of the last weeks in bed, in silence, pondering the only question that matters.
Which is?
And what question is that, Eddie?
To be or not to be?
No. No. He's not Twerker. He's the clown.
I've said the lines so often, but I never understood them. They were just pretty sounds I used to make the people cheer. I said them with conviction, with emotion, or simulacra of such, and so full of sound and fury, yet in the end, signifying nothing.
He bored himself. No, he doesn't think he's Shakespeare. He thinks he's Edmund Keen, the great actor. And he is, but he wonders what else he is. And I guess he's now wondering to be or to not to be, which is not great.
Now I know that the answer is not so simple. To be, indeed, or not to be.
To be, of course. That's the answer.
Well, maybe you can walk me through it, Eddie. I never was much of a theater guy.
Of course. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. This part is simple enough. Do we accept our troubles as they are, or do we take the effort to address them? The bard continues with some more pretty speech, and then that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will.
Thanks for the pillow.
And makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. I have borne those ills of my own making. My undiscovered country is the true Edmund Keen. Who is he?
Have you not seen this pillow before? Isn't it pretty and wonderful? Beautiful? The most beautiful pillow there is.
To be or not to be, indeed. I have feared that undiscovered country with all my still heart, and now I have arrived there. Not to be. Where is the place upon this cursed orb that was made for Edmund Keen?
Oh no, my planet doesn't have any men. And this is... Don't you see? It's clearly an illithid. Like in Baldur's Gate 3. One of those mind flayers. Is he catastrophizing? No.
He has played a role all his life. But is Edmund Keen truly nothing without that role?
Nosferatu.
I have feared that undiscovered country
or
with all
nothing.
my still...
That sounds really heavy, Eddie. But I want to help you with a little perspective. You're saying now that you've made a change, you're not to be, right?
Yes. 'Tis so.
But Eddie, this feeling you're experiencing now, these words you're sharing with me, they're still real. The fact that you're capable of having these feelings and thoughts contradicts the idea that you're not to be.
It seems you understand the bard better than I ever did. I was rather good at pretending I did, though.
You're a clever fella, Eddie, and you're still a human being. You're just dealing with a lot right now. Give yourself some compassion. It ain't easy starting over after 200 some years. I'm proud of you for soldiering on, hombre.
Reproducing the way humans do is not the only way.
I do not understand why. What does the world need of me? All I have ever done is play the clown upon the stage. I am as unnecessary a man as ever there was one.
World need of me. Is that personalization?
I am as unnecessary a man as there ever was one. Eddie, who says you need to be necessary?
And do I know how a human reproduce? Yes. They take these cells that go together, and then they start replicating, and they grow a new human inside another human's body. Unless have they done it in test tube kind of things? I don't remember if that had been successful yet or not. Well, I haven't witnessed the whole process myself, like from start to finish. I have only witnessed parts of it. But I'm pretty sure.
Being you is enough, hombre. That's what you're gonna be regardless. I know it's a big, scary step being you, but you took it. And for that, I'm dang proud of you.
You are kind, and I suppose it is true that facing the slings and arrows of righteous fortune is a virtue in itself. But the future is now all undiscovered country, and it will be a hard land to navigate for a swaddling babe such as I. I can scarcely crawl, but at least I have you to help me.
You must be pulling my nose. I don't trust you.
About that, Eddie.
Oh dear.
I'm heading back to America, Eddie. I've got growing and changing to do myself, but we can still do our sessions over video call.
Oh no! Oh no, 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 you cannot leave, you must not! I will be all alone! The mortals wait for me to stumble, and when I do, they will fill my mouth with garlic and cut off my head!
That must be catastrophizing. Poor Eddie.
Eddie, come on, you're doing a little catastrophizing there. We'll still be talking over video calls. You've been handling yourself fine in London without me.
Oh, but I haven't! I absolutely have not! I stayed in my coffin for the entire month! The director of the play who disarmed me so seeks my head for the loss of her Piero! Oh, my dear man, you must not go! You cannot do this to me! You cannot turn me into a shell of a vampire and then abandon me!
What is this? You cannot do this to me. Is this still catastrophizing? It kind of is, but is it something else too? I don't know. I'll start with this.
Did you intend to hurt Edmund, Samuel? You must be very cruel.
So, what is it?
Oh,
Emotional?
my dear man, you
Listening?
must not go! You cannot do that!
No.
Did you intend to hurt Edmund, Samuel? You must be very cruel.
Punching in the nose. No. That's not what therapists do.
Oh, my dear man, you must not go! You cannot do this to me! You cannot turn me into a shell of...
Now come on, Eddie, you're not powerless without me.
Powerless without Sam. So that's control fallacy.
We're about the same age. We've survived a few generations. Don't go acting helpless now.
I know. I'm sorry. Just don't leave me, please.
They don't want you to leave, Sam. Even he wants you to stay. Everyone knew Isabella would want you to stay, but him too.
I could come with you. I could go to America. Yes, a fresh start. I know America. I performed in Canada and in New York City.
Learning more English because of this game. I guess. Every bit of media with language teaches you something.
Well, Eddie, I ain't much of a city slicker. I'm headed west.
I could move in with you. We could be roommates.
I don't think Sam would want to take Eddie with him. That's the only option.
Eddie, no, that ain't gonna happen. Look, I think there's something to what you're saying about that fresh start. But my role in your own life is as your therapist. We gotta stick to them boundaries. Now, I'm happy to meet with you as your therapist, but you gotta be content with that, alright?
It was a quadruple no.
Yes. Of course. Yes, well then. That's settled. I'm going to America. I shall go home and pack my things immediately.
No.
Now take your time, Eddie. I need a little more time to wrap up here. I'll let you know what my schedule looks like over Vmail. Now, you gonna be okay?
Yes. The idea of a new start is rather exciting. I have something to look forward to.
So he's still moving to America with Eddie, kinda. To continue getting the therapy? What?
All right, Eddie. I'll talk to you soon then.
Of course, yes. Oh, my country. My country, 'tis of the sweet land of liberty.
No.
Eddie, we're vampires. We don't have countries. Don't go trading one problematic identity for another.
Yes, of course. Well, goodbye, Sam.
Adios, muchacho.
Well, a new companion, is it, Samuel?
Indeed.
Oh, it ain't like that, Andy.
I know. I am very pleased with you. You maintained your boundaries well and gave Edmund a lifeline. Well, an unlifeline.
Unlifeline.
You are the future of vampire therapy, my friend.
Oh, shucks. I'll settle for the present.
Then the present is a fortuitous one. I believe you are owed a drink.
Oh,
drink
yeah.
again.
After that, I sure as hell need one.
Then go downstairs and enjoy yourself. You shall soon say goodbye to your last client. Enjoy Crimson's best while you can. Rest in peace, dear Samuel. Greetings to you, my dear Samuel. It is, as always, a pleasure to see your face.
Of course.
Oh, thanks, Andy. You got a nice face, too.
Why, thank you. It has served me well. I suppose tonight's meeting is bittersweet. You are saying goodbye to your last client, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Meddy should be showing up anytime.
I would like to give you something then, before she arrives.
Thanks, I guess. What is this? A piece of wood?
With some runes? I could almost read that, but I haven't practiced those runes enough. But maybe I should. It's not that difficult.
From a barrel, one that once contained a naked man whose wisdom I was not ready to appreciate. His name was Diogenes. He would scream at people as they passed by, telling them to break out of the realities they were so comfortable in. He questioned Athenian society, no matter how sacred, and emphasized the return to the beauty of nature. He saw somehow through the constructed reality we have all created and understood the miracle of the individual.
So it's a symbolic gift.
You, my friend, through your rebirth in death, your travels in the wilds, remind me so much of the man. Thus, I give this part of the barrel he lived in to you.
Wow. Dang, well, thank you, Andy. What's it say, though? Some great insight about what it means to be human?
It says Diogenes was here.
It's not even runes. It's not even runes. Is it in the Greek alphabet? So it's like Diogenes. Isn't that like N-S? Diogenes. Genes? Would that be like Etan? I don't know. I don't know Greek.
Well, all the same, I love it. Thank you, Andy.
Especially ancient Greek.
It could have no greater honor. Now then, I will leave you to tend to your client.
It's Medi. Let's take randomly this.
Got my ammo at the ready.
We really need to talk about this gun stuff sometime. Whatever this thing is, it is very old.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to it, I'm sure.
Do not worry about it for now. Please take a moment. She comes.
She comes.
Hello, little mouse.
Is she in cosplay? Or is that like her comfortable garb?
Oh, hello, Mitty. Interesting clothing you're wearing tonight. Have you been?
Must be cosplay. Because of those ears.
How have I been? Or rather, who have I been?
Has she become a LARPer?
Sure, how about who have you been?
I've been a halfling druid.
You've lost me.
That's all right, sweet cowboy manling. I've had ever so much fun as a halfling druid.
It's manling now, not a little mouse.
My name is Bulgo Fraggykins, a halfling of Tuckland. When I was a child, I saved a tree from being burned by a group of nasty orcs. The trees gave me magical druidic powers, which I now use to cleanse the land of evildoers.
Hold on, is this a thing that actually happened? I know you're real old and things were different back in your time.
What are you talking about, my sweets? It's happening right now. Me and my companions. We're a fellowship on a noble quest.
You said your name is Bulgo now, not Mitty?
That's right. My name is Bulgo Fraggykins of House Fraggykins. My family produces the finest pipeweed, Fraggykin Kush, but they're always burning leaves to get high. They don't approve of my becoming a druid, so I have to leave home and live in the woods. That is, until the trees started to disappear.
So, I gotta call you Bulgo from now on?
That is my name.
Well, all right then. Bulgo. Hey, you never told me you were a druid. I know them types were all over Ireland back in your time, right?
A druid is a servant of nature. We protect all things that grow from the forces of evil who aim to corrupt them. In return, nature gives us certain magical powers. I, for instance, can turn into a squirrel and a wolf.
Well, dang. Seems like there's a lot about the world I don't know. But then I'm only 200-some years old.
And you're very silly.
That too. What's this noble quest you're talking about?
Well, in the city of Balin's castle, there's a philanthropist mage named Durgan the Munificent, who keeps the people happy and content. But my fellowship and I have discovered that he's actually a warlock serving Calgon the Clean, an ancient dragon who seeks to purify the land of all mortals.
Oh no.
Durgan is cutting down trees throughout the realm, which upsets me very much as a druid. We're going to defeat him, face Calgon, and save the land from certain doom.
Okay. Okay, I gotta admit, I have no freaking clue what the hell you're talking about, Medi, or Bulgo. Are you doing all right?
I'm LARPing, silly.
I don't know what that is.
Live action role playing. My friends and I get dressed up and we pretend to go on grand adventures.
Your friends? Who are your friends, Bulgo?
I did what you suggested. I emailed all my friends from the web ring and they were very happy to hear from me. Some of them live in Ireland, so we decided to get together and play games. It's been ever so much fun.
That's so nice.
They're all mortals, but they love that I'm a real vampire. They share their blood with me as part of our role-playing.
That's super nice.
It's how I summon up enough magic to turn into a squirrel.
Do you really turn into a squirrel?
That's incredible. I'm so happy to hear that, Bulgo. You got blood, you got friends, and what about the algorithm?
My friends and I performed a mystic nature ritual to clear my mind. Nature provides what I need, not hyper-intelligent monsters. The algorithm only wants boring things anyway. I close my glitch and only zealots accounts. I like my IRL friends better.
Even the only zealots.
And how do you feel?
I feel happy. You were quite right. There are kind mortals. My friends have lots of mortal problems, but I have lots of money, so they don't need to worry about mortal things.
That sounds like a pretty decent exchange, Bulgo. Sounds like you're in a pretty good place, huh?
Well, almost. I have one problem that plagues me.
What is it?
Orcs. I hate them.
Orcs.
Orcs. They're all awful. They cut down trees for fun, they're always saying dirty words, and they like to kick halflings.
Now, come on. I haven't met any orcs, but I know you haven't met all of them. You don't know their stories. Maybe they're that way because they were raised in troubled households and they don't know any better. Maybe some of them act that way because that's what you expect. Show a little compassion, the same as you'd show for yourself, and maybe them orcs will surprise you.
But the rule book says all orcs are evil.
Since when do you follow a rule book, Bulgo?
Perhaps you're right, little mouse. I have been a bit harsh on the orcs. I shall be kinder from now on.
You do that. I gotta share some news with you, though. I'm heading back to America. I've got my own orcs to deal with. Of course, we can keep doing our sessions over video chat. The time zones are a little rough, but I can talk just before dawn.
Oh, that's all right, little mouse. I would rather not do a lot of computer things. And I'm feeling much better now.
Are you sure? I'm happy to talk, and I don't want you to think you're all alone.
Little whisker face. Don't worry about me. I have what I need now.
Well, if you're sure, if you ever need me, just send me a V-mail, okay? That ain't no social network, more of a digital Pony Express.
Perhaps I can tell you about my adventures and how I will exact my bloody revenge on Durgan the Betrayer.
That would be nice.
I'd love to hear all about your adventures, Bulgo. I guess this is goodbye then, huh?
Nay, 'tis not a goodbye, but a farewell, sir. And may the light of Malone shine upon your path. Walk with nature.
Well, I hesitate to say any client is ever cured of cognitive distortions, but perhaps Bolgo is.
Well, not cured, but in a better place.
Yeah, I wonder. She's been pretty free of all this human society stuff for a while. Maybe she knows better than any of us.
Perhaps. The Dark Angel Raziel ensnared even her, however, so we should be aware of his influence. Well, that was your last client. I suppose you are now free to leave whenever you like.
Oh, I ain't no rush, Andy. I'm still dealing with the cruise line to get some space for my coffin. I'll be here a little while yet.
Then I shall endeavor to enjoy your company a while longer. Come, Samuel. The nights grow long. Let us enjoy ourselves.
Last night?
Hey, Crimson, you seen Andy? I wanted to have a chat with him before we leave.
He slept in tonight. We had a long night yesterday.
For
Had to
reasons.
say our goodbyes, too. Poor guy acts like everything happens for a reason, and he's got to accept it. He was a little quiet.
He could also come to
Why
this
don't you
stage.
check his office?
I'll do that. Thanks, Crimson. Andy, you around? Crimson said you were acting a little strange.
How strange.
Andy? Dang it, where the heck is that guy? Oh, he left the window open. It's freezing in here. I'll go close it. Ain't like Andy to be like this. Where the hell's he hiding when it's almost morning anyway? Wait a minute. Oh shit, there he is.
Is he in bat form?
I don't got time to pick my distortions. I'll just have to use the ones I know best. Andy, what the hell are you doing out here? The sun's coming up.
I did not intend for you to find me, Samuel. I had said my goodbyes already.
Andy, no!
What are you talking about, Andy? There's no need to be thinking like this. Come on inside and we can talk.
Do not fear for me, dear Samuel. I do not leave out of despair. There is no distortion. This is simply a choice that I have decided to make.
No, it's a wrong choice.
How can you say that?
Samuel, I have walked this earth for more than 3,000 years. I have watched civilizations rise and fall. I have witnessed horrors and wonders you could not comprehend. I have been hated, and I have been loved. And I have hated and loved. I am a creature of myth, Samuel. A fragment of another age. My time passed long ago.
Andy, these things are only true from your own perspective. You're doing some labeling and you know it. I know you ain't a mythological being. That's a cognitive distortion.
My friend, it is not. This is a world of computers, of technology. But I was here before the name Jesus Christ ever existed. I was here before civilization. It is not labeling to say that I am from another time, and indeed older than most myths. This distortion does not apply to me.
Well, who cares about that, Andy? I think it's great that you got all this experience. You got perspectives most of us couldn't dream of having.
But Samuel, my perspectives are alien. The humanity I was born into is not the humanity of the modern world. My value is like that of a history book, and the perspectives I have, while well-earned, are of their time. Do not look to me for answers.
Andy, now you're disqualifying the positive. You compare yourself to a history book, but history books don't talk. They don't reason.
Of course, my friend. But I do not disqualify the positive, not in the slightest. I merely ask you, and indeed humanity, to look to itself for answers.
I have never seen him in my life. But you're seeing him now, aren't you?
This is not a cognitive distortion.
It is.
My dear Samuel, you give me such hope. That is why I must leave this earth to you,
No.
and those you will help cultivate and grow. I have had my place in this world for a very long time. I have done much good, and I have committed great evils. These things I accept, but it is time for me to stop having an influence on this world.
No.
When you told me that Heinrich Kramer still lived, it proved to me that I have had too much influence. The small choices I make change the fate of the world.
No.
Andy, that ain't something you can know. Heinrich Kramer is his own man. He's made his own awful decisions. It's a control fallacy to think you caused what he's done.
It did.
It is not a control fallacy, my dear Samuel.
It is.
My point was that my decision to support Heinrich Kramer had a lingering effect on this world. Like the wings of a butterfly, my actions have consequences for good and ill that cannot be predicted. But even butterflies die to support the natural order. This is not a control fallacy.
It is.
Samuel, do not mourn me. All things must pass. It is the way of nature, a way that you know well. It is this way that brought you to my door. We have talked much in our time about the value of change and growth.
Butterfly has wings. But we need to talk him out of staying here when the sun rises.
Death is change, my friend. Nothing good can come from my having an eternal existence.
Now that's Nosferatu thinking if I ever heard it. Nothing good can come from your having an eternal existence. You're doing plenty of good all the time. Think of the people you've helped. Think about Crimson. Think about me.
I did not say that I could do no good, my dear Samuel. I have been honored to be a companion to you, to Crimson, and to so many others. It is the eternal that is incompatible with nature. My thoughts are clear. This is not Nosferatu thinking.
It is.
I know you look for the best in everyone you meet, Samuel. You see potential where others do not. That is why you seek to rescue me. But I do not need to be rescued.
You do need to be rescued.
And that is why I am honored to leave the future in your hands. I confess, I did not have hope for Edmund Keene. Rarely can such men be aided, but you persevered. I would not hope to help Heinrich Kramer either, but you dare to hope. I should leave and allow this hope to flourish.
No.
Andy, pardon my saying so, but that's a load of horse shit. Where's that should statement coming from, huh? Just because you don't see the same potential I do doesn't mean you should leave. That's Distortion City Population Andy.
Yes.
There are certain shoulds, however, Samuel, that are inevitable for the world to keep turning. The sun should shine, whether we like it or not. We should drink blood, whether we like it or not. And all things should die, whether we like it or not.
Should they?
It is not a cognitive distortion to think. Please, Samuel, do not make this difficult for me when it need not be.
It needs to be.
Go. Face your blood, father. I believe you will succeed in turning Heinrich, and that will bring me peace in death.
But, Andy, I don't want you to go.
Yeah, me neither.
I know, my dear Samuel, but I must move on, just as you must. I have had my time here. Too much time. Too much blood has been spilled on my account. I have done much to atone for
Come
this,
with Sam.
but for good or ill, my time must be over. I have a confession, Samuel. Perhaps it will make my decision clearer to you. I am Heinrich's bloodfather.
What?
I made him into a vampire. I gave him eternal life.
What
in
a
my
revelation.
hatred for humanity, I empowered him in his dark work.
So he's Sam's blood grandfather.
It is my choice that brought the Malleus Maleficarum into existence. My choice that fueled the deaths of so many. The beating of my wings 600 years ago killed your brother, destroyed your family, even caused the death of your princess. I am so sorry, Samuel, but I hope you can understand why I must go. The world does not need my continued influence.
But you're just starting to do good.
There is no cognitive distortion that clouds
There
my
is.
thoughts. Only the clarity of seeing the long arc of history formed by my hand.
I don't know what to say, Andy.
Then say nothing, Samuel. Go back downstairs. Live your own life. I have accepted my influence on this world, but that influence is over now.
No.
Crimson is now a vampire. She needs me no longer. You are a greater therapist than I. I am at peace. If I may offer a last word of advice, my friend, remember your strength. Approach every client with the same mentality you always have, and it will serve you well.
Wait a minute. Approach every client the same way. I know what Andy needs.
Now, I wish to see the sunrise one last time. There is nothing more you can do for me, Samuel.
What is this?
That's where you're wrong, Andy. I do have something to offer you, and that's compassion. I know you've done some awful things, and that must weigh mighty hard on you. I can imagine the pain you feel at seeing someone like Heinrich Kramer running around reminding you of the vampire you used to be.
I appreciate your empathy more than I can say, Samuel. You are right. It is painful. But my decision is about more than pain. I know my presence is unnatural. My world has died so many times over.
I know it has, Andy. I watched my friends and family die out a few times. You've done it 100 times at least. If you didn't feel that, there'd definitely be something wrong with you. I'd say that pain is more natural than anything. But you don't have to feel that pain alone, Andy. You've made this world a better place so you don't have to.
You are kind, dear Samuel. Too kind to an old relic like myself. But I do not wish to see the history I have created. It is darkness that builds upon itself, regardless of what I do.
Andy, I forgive you. A lot of them decisions you made were terrible ones. Now, that Andy was a hateful asshole, but I feel sorry for him. Nobody who feels content and peaceful does things like that. I'm sure he hated himself as much as you
Being
hate him
hurried.
now.
And I should have stopped playing, but it's the end of the game.
I know what it's like to look in the mirror and see a murdering sack of shit. But you're a person, Andy. You got needs, joys, regrets, and sorrows. You're deserving of love. And I love you, man.
Damn it, Samuel. Don't you know crying is dangerous to a vampire? It is fluid we cannot stand to lose.
No, I will surely quit in a couple of minutes.
Well, let's go get
Few
you something
minutes.
to drink then. Come on, Andy. Let's get back to the darkness.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you.
Whew, what a night. Poor Andy. I think he'll be okay, though. Being human means we're gonna keep making mistakes, but we'll have to accept them and forgive ourselves. I'll keep an eye on Andy before we leave, but he seems pretty eager to help me with Heinrich now. That ought to keep him going. He gave me this here coffin as a gift, and I'll definitely think of him whenever I'm resting in it. Now then, I think I'll do a little reading from my favorite book. Something to inspire me for the challenges ahead. I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. In proportion as he simplifies his life, the laws of the universe will appear less complex, and solitude will not be solitude, nor poverty poverty, nor weakness weakness. Yeah, you got it, Henry. I'll just keep walking and everything will turn out okay. Now, time to watch Mo yank Larry's hair out. Well, there ain't nothing funnier than some good old slapstick violence.
No. Let's not watch that.
All right, I think I'm nice and relaxed now. Time for some good rest. The real journeys are still to come.
Today I don't have the time to...
Tonight's the night.
Time to
hit the dusty trail back home.
raid.
You ain't gonna take any sunrise strolls, right, Chief?
I am fine now. It was a momentary lapse of self-awareness.
Good.
I have much to regret, but much to live for as well.
Excellent.
I believe that you can turn Heinrich Kramer, Samuel, and I wish to help you as much as I can.
Good.
You better, Sugar Blood. You know I can stay if you need me.
No. I cannot hold you or Samuel back. We all must continue on our paths. On my honor, I will continue as well, as I have for the last 3,000 years. You are already packed, and I would not see you delay.
I guess this is it then. Last time I'll see this bar for a while.
Immernacht shall not be the same without you, but it will be something new.
Oh, if you're looking for a new snack, there's this fellow who's been roaming around. Name of Kieran.
We have met. I should very much like to know him
Please.
better. But do not worry for me, Samuel. A vampire is always comfortable with a little quiet. Regardless, I have my cats to snuggle.
You have cats! No wonder he looks like a cat.
Now then, let us go outside. I shall see you off.
Well, here we
Maybe
are.
he even turns
Guess
into a
this is
cat.
it.
Samuel, my dear, this is not an ending, but a beginning. Do not think that I have nothing left to teach you. We will speak over the internet. I do not release you from therapy.
Reckon I got plenty of work to do still anyway.
We all do. Now, Crimson, come, embrace me.
Europeans.
Gosh.
I'm gonna miss you, Sugar Blood.
We will see each other again before long. And when we do, I will give your body pleasures that you cannot conceive of. First, I will lick your... There's the American I know so well. Very well. I bid you both an exciting journey. Now get out of here. Tears are unpleasant to our kind.
Oh, bye, Bert.
Oh, hey, Bert. You wanted to say something.
Like a gorilla.
I think he wants to see us off.
Go on, my friend. Speak your mind.
Have fun, mate.
Oh, Bert. You always know what to say.
And everyone was a vampire.
That's it then. In the past months, I've learned more about myself than I did in the last
This
2
is not
centuries.
ending.
I got reasons to hope that I can put my skills to use back home, and that I can help anyone who's ready to be helped. For the first time in my life, I got real friends who can't die. And together, we can be better vampires than we ever were alone. I was lost once. I didn't know what I was put on this earth to do. I didn't know why I died. I didn't know who I was. I may be a vampire, but I can reflect now. Now I know who I am.
The end. This is the end. And that was... What? That's... His... I would seriously watch these with you guys, but I really have to go now. Thank you very much for watching this with me, and well, next Thursday I will be doing the DLC, and next Monday I will be doing Mass Effect, and tomorrow I will probably be doing an art stream. So now I have to go. No time to raid. So see you. Bye bye.